The bed comes in two boxes.
Alright, step 1. That side rail, place a side rail front facing down on a clean, dry surface. Now that side rail there, when standing at the foot side of the bed, facing the headboard, that side rail is for the left hand side. You can see the pistons, you can see the holes for the hinges, the 5 holes on the right side, that is for the hinges, and you'll have one hole, a bolt hole towards the end, that is for the foot side. We will we will install the hinge to this using bolt B and the plastic spacers. So first step is to put the spacers roughly above the actual holes on the side panels. Then get bolt B, put it into the first oval hole, push the spacer through, find the thread, and just give it 1 or 2 turns just so it's on the actual thread. Then the second one, same again. Just a few turns so it's on the actual thread and it's not going anywhere. Then do the same for all 5 holes. The holes don't need to be tightened fully. Reason being is we may need to adjust the placement later on. So that is the left side rail done. So the angle that the hinge is installed is so you have this part open, so you can open face, and the 2 holes are directly below it. That's how we know it's in the right space. Now the spacers keep the hinge away from the side panel. This is very important, otherwise when you open and close the bed, it will rub against the fabric and it will tear the fabric, and also your slats may come out of the clips as the gap will be too wide. After we have completed that step, we'll go to the foot side of the side panel and we'll install this bracket. Now this bracket will connect to the footboard using bolt A. You can use an Allen key and tighten it, but don't tighten it too much, as a little bit of play will make it easier when it comes to installing it on the actual footboard. Now we've finished installing the hinge and the bracket on this side rail, and we'll follow exactly the same steps on the right side rail. So there's the left side rail and there's the right side rail. So now we've got the headboard and footboard. What we will do is put the bolts as stage 3 shows on the instructions for attaching the side panels. What we will do is we will use bolt A for this step. For this step, we can put the headboard leaning against a wall, if possible, and attach bolt A to the corners. We only need to go in a few threads just so we can hold the side rail, and after that we can hook the side rail panel to it and tighten it up. So 2 on the left and 2 on the right. As well. So 2 bolts will go to the right and 2 will go to the left. Now on the previous step, you remember we said about the angled corner brackets. These, the other side of this will attach to the footboard in that hole there. Same on the left side as well. So we will hook on the side panel to the left side panel to the left side of the headboard. Hooks will just go over the bolts and bring the headboard forward, and we will tighten that up in a moment. We can do the same for the right hand side as well. Now it's time to attach the footboard to the frame. We'll have to slightly lift the side panel so it hooks on to those bolts. Same with the other side as well. And now you'll be able to see the end of this bracket should meet up with this bolt hole. If you didn't tighten it too much, then you've got the play to adjust it as necessary, and now you can tighten it up. Also, we will tighten the corner bolts on all 4 sides as well. Now we need to find the center support bar. This is a bar which has a flange on both sides, the bottom and the top, without any other fixings apart from on the ends. This support bar will fit in those 2 holes on the left and the same on the right side as well. These will be installed using bolt A. You may need to hold it. You need to put the bolts in loosely and tighten them up once all 4 bolts are in. It may be easier to do 1 bolt on the left and 1 bolt on the right side first. That will keep it in place. You may need to lift the bar slightly up to get the last bolt in, and then just tighten it up. Just ensure that you're not cross-threading and it is going in, the bolts are going in quite easily. Tighten them up and that stage will be done. Now we can get to the step of installing the angled bracket to the footboard. For this will be attached using 2 times by bolt A and the angled bracket. Now you will need to adjust the height for the frame. So when the slat frame sits on the bar and the angle corner brackets, it'll also reach the middle bracket as well for extra support. So these we will need to adjust afterwards to make sure that it is level. So we don't need to over tighten it at this stage. We'll start to make the actual slatted frame. So you'll have 5 pieces of steel, 5 steel bars with the bed. Now you need to find the 2 which are the same and have multiple holes for the slat clips to fit on. Put the holes so the holes are on top and check that the third set of holes has 3 holes on it. Put that side will go towards the headboard. So you've got you have the first set of holes, which is a pair, the second set, which is a pair, the third set, which is 3, the next set, which is 2, the ones after that is a 3, and the one after that is also a 3. Right. Now, you need to find the shorter bar. You should have 2 holes at the top and another 2 holes at the top. That is the correct way that this will be fitted. So we could put one of the bars with the holes in to the right side. And now we will get the plastic corners. It's very simple. All we have to do is, you'll see there's a hole there. This piece of this metal will go into that hole, making sure that the 2 holes on this piece are facing up, and you will just push it down with your finger, push it in, and it should click, and that's it, that's in. It's nice and secure. And now, same thing we'll do on this side. Push it through. There, that's clicked in, nice and secure. We need to do that on all 4 sides. To attach this, we will be using bolt D. Once done, this is what it will look like. So at the top, on the headboard side, you'll have the 2 holes close to each other. On the left, you have 2 holes on the right close to each other as well. And then you'll have the third set of holes. There will be 3 holes together. Same with on the opposite side as well. And then the foot side is the same as the headboard side. Exactly the same. Now we're going to fit in the center support bar that attaches to this. To do this, you'll get this piece. This is the last remaining piece of metal bar that we have. There's 2 holes you'll be able to see on the headboard and footboard side, just there. 1, 2, and same on the opposite side. Install this, you put the head of the bolt from the outside of the frame to the inside, as so. It's a bit fidgety, but you'll get it. That's one side done. Once you've put all the other side nut and bolt in, use a plier or spanner and just tighten it up. On the foot side, do the same for the foot side as well. If you pick up the frame that we just made and bring it and place it on top of the bed. We will use bolt C. We'll use 6 of the bolt C and nuts, and on the frame where the holes are in 3s, we will use those holes to secure the frame to the hinges below. The hole to use will have a hole going all the way through. That way you know it's the correct one. The same on the opposite side. We will loosely put the bolts on the nuts onto these bolts, but we're not going to over tighten at this stage, as we may need to adjust at the final step. We'll do the same for the right side as well. Adjust the frame to make sure that on all the support points, the frame touches the support. So the center bar, then you have the corner, then you have the angle bracket at the end, and then the opposite side as well. So we're just going to adjust some of them to make sure that the support will do its job. Fit the support legs to the support bar. They will go, one leg will go directly under this section where you got the 2 outer holes, and one will go on over there where you've got the 4 holes. One will go over there, and on some earlier batches, the support leg was shorter and you were given extra spaces. The ones where the support leg doesn't reach the floor, you will put the spacer above the flange, fit it below, and put the bolt through so it adds extra height to the leg. But most of the current batches, that has been rectified and is not needed, as this example here. Very simple. Feed the bolt through the top. and tighten the knot underneath it. You can use a spanner and one of the Allen keys to tighten that up. Just adjust the adjustable foot underneath so it gives support to the bar. Because the last thing you want is for this to be flimsy. You want it to be nice and tight and snug, the bar. Now we'll do the same on the other side as well. We will use the mattress holding clips and put those on to the headboard side of the bed. They just slot through the hole and into place. That way. We've checked the frame, it's fitting perfectly fine. We'll tighten the bolts that hold the frame to the hinge and the hinge to the side rail with the Allen key provided. For these bolts, it'll be better to use a flathead screwdriver and a plier or a spanner to hold the knot while you tighten the screw. Now repeat this step on the opposite side as well. Start fitting the slats to the bed. What you'll get is easiest way we find it is get two slats, get it so from the ends it curves down, fit the end slat cap on both ends, one on each end of the slat, as so. So that'll go on the left, that will go on the right. Fit the center slat cap on one side, then the other side, so it's like that. Put it to where it's going to go to. Make sure the prongs on the clips are on top of the holes, and just put a bit of force in with one hand holding the frame and push it down. We'll do this 12 times. They'll be the same all the way down. Only ones that may confuse you or give you issues are the ones where there's a bolt in between. That you could just it will still fit over it as normal. That's done. So once you've completed all 12 of these, we could fit the pistons for the gas lift. We've fitted all the slats onto the bed. Now we can fit, if you look at the bed, we can see at the right side the gap between the frame and the side is very slim. And if you look at the opposite side, we can see that there's a big gap. You can get my hand easily through that gap. Now this will cause issues. For example, your slats may fall because it's not sitting square, the bed. It's very simple. All we need to do is lift from the footboard, move the bed to the right, and you see I've created a gap on that side. It's pretty much equal, and there's an equal gap on this side, all the way along the sides. Headboard. What also you may find is if you haven't done that, or if you have not fitted the spaces behind the hinge, you will find that the frame won't be square, and you may have faults where the slats will keep coming out because it's not sitting square, or the corners, the plastic corner will not fit inside, so it'll keep coming off. That is simply because you haven't fitted the plastic spaces between the hinge and the side panel. A very easy and common mistake customers do make. Now all you have left to do is to put the handles on and to fit the pistons. Now please note, once you fit the pistons, the bed will struggle. You'll struggle to close the bed unless you exert quite a bit of force to push the bed down. That's because the pistons are doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to hold the weight of a mattress. It will close a lot easier when you put your mattress on top of the bed. Now, to fit the pistons, it's easier with two people, but it can be done with a single person as well. What you need to do is lift the bed up. You may have a piece of foam, a black piece of foam here or here. If you do, just remove that, as that will not be needed. Undo that bolt, undo that nut. Put the piston in this way. As you can see on this one, the head and the bottom is not sitting straight. So all you need to do to that is just turn it, and it will straighten itself out. Lower it slightly till it meets the opening, and then just tighten the nut back on. Once you've done the first one's harder, because once you put one in, it'll hold the frame for the second one. And now to the second one, we just repeat the steps. You may need to lift it slightly up. Oops. And that is now done. All we need to do now is put the handle strap on.